Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about, is Uber Eats killing bike delivery? So recently I got an email from one of my subscribers, Bike Wizard. Thank you so much for emailing me about this and making this video possible. And it seems like he's concerned about bike delivery being canceled across the board, or at least in his area. I'm not really sure which. I do want to see what he's got to say about it. So with that said, I want to go over everything that's being said in this email, what he's saying, what Uber says versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research, consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over in this video is very market dependent, and what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. Hi, Joseph. I have a friend in a few cities, and we all noticed the same thing in December. Uber Eats has started to favor car deliveries over bike ones. This Christmas, for example, were so full with orders that they were using the floors to store them while waiting for delivery people. Cars were busy. Bikes were waiting in front of those same restaurants without any hits. Orders going cold, delivery people available, but artificially kept away from the order flow. Okay, this is an interesting discovery right here. First off, car delivery kind of always has been something that was in favor as opposed to vehicle delivery, just because of the innate ability to be able to move more things. Now, that also said, is it that much of a difference on food delivery? I mean, if it's catering, if it's not catering, what have you, it's a different conversation. But I also think that bike delivery should be faster by nature if you're in a city. There's no parking in cities half the time. Heck, I always stay away from metro areas for that reason specifically. So the fact that it's like that for this, it's a little concerning. In a large downtown areas, this makes no sense. There's no parking downtown here, so UE drivers actually park in the bike lanes and risk a well-deserved fine for forcing us, but also elderly users, kids, etc., into traffic lanes. At the restaurants and the destination, bikes are much faster. So people who are actually driving as opposed to being on a bike are actually risking a ticket doing that. And yeah, it does put a risk on elderly and kids and just people and pedestrians in general. But also, I feel like the question then becomes, are restaurants actually making moves to kind of help drivers actually make deliveries? Because there's a place that is in the more metro area of Fort Lauderdale that they have specifically talked to the town and made sure that drivers can actually use a specific lane across the street from their restaurant, so that way they can have drivers come through and get them. Have they not been making those same moves? I don't know, and I don't think so, based on what you're saying. But it also seems like if they're at the point where they're putting food on the ground, they have to start making moves for the benefit of drivers. But there's such a discrimination against gig work that I can't see that happening anytime soon. A good friend who in November was doing anywhere from 600 to 800 a week on a bike is now working longer hours and earning less than a third of that. About $350 per hour. That's unsustainable. Okay, first off, if you're ever at a point where you're making that little per hour, even with tips, you need to leave the gig economy. It's not a matter of, oh, you don't like being gig workers or whatever, or you don't like being an employee. That's not sustainable. You can't live like that. Like, it's one thing if you're making money at a lower expense rate, but you're making $3.50 an hour. That's just slave labor. And not only that, that's irresponsible to yourself. That's why you diversify your gig portfolio. So that way, if an app does things like this, you need to actually make adjustments accordingly. That's why you actually develop an exit strategy, because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal, not the goal. Not because of the industry itself, like food delivery is so bad. It's when the apps pull crap like this, and they're pulling it more and more lately, especially in metro areas. Have you heard of what happened in New York City? My God. Forcing an hourly rate that really destroyed drivers. They're making it so that way gig workers can't be in certain areas anymore. It's one thing if the area was oversaturated, but it seems like there are people who are on bikes that were making good money and now are just so low priority that they could stand in front of a building and not get orders. And it's when changes like that hit is where you gotta make moves to make sure you're not in a position to where you're dependent on that one app. Meanwhile, drivers I have talked to notice no change in revenue patterns. December is up as usual. What's going on? Well, here's the thing about drivers specifically. There's only so much that drivers can do with increased order flow. Number one, there can be 100 orders going around. It doesn't change the fact that you're only going to be able to fulfill 3 or 4 of those an hour in most cases. That also doesn't change the fact that no-tip customers will still be no-tip customers. Just because they're getting more orders doesn't mean they're getting good orders. Maybe this is kind of the transition that Uber wants to go. They kind of want to stop having bike delivery overall unless the city demands it, and in which case, like I said, Uber is trying to pull out. Little by little, they're basically forcing drivers to not be in certain areas. Also, you gotta think how much New York City caused a movement of potentially forcing an hourly rate upon gig workers in their respective cities, and how much people aren't wanting that, but they're doing it anyway. Now they're just kind of taking preemptive action. Do I think that this is gonna be permanent? I don't know. I certainly hope not, but this may be the end of bike delivery. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. I think Uber is starting to make the moves to reduce the overall need for bike delivery as a whole. Whether it's in urban areas, suburban areas, or otherwise, they kind of just don't want bike workers to be a thing. Even though there are so many channels, so many social media people that have been literally raking in dough with that, this may be the beginning of the downward trend. Whether it's because of New York City or just overall logistics issues or otherwise, food delivery is on a downward turn. And not to mention, food delivery has kind of overall been in a downward turn, and the overall market is changing, whether it's on a government level, a customer level, or anything else. That's why you diversify your gig portfolio. That's why it may be time to change location. People in New York City started to go to New Jersey for food delivery because of the way the laws change over there. It's just an intelligent decision at the end of the day. And of course, always treat the gig economy as an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal. These are the things that take place. It's not that food delivery was necessarily bad. It's that food delivery is one of many gigs you should have available, and it's not just because of how the marketplace works, it's how the apps work. When they make a change that could drastically change your income, you gotta be willing to adapt to that. So is Uber Eats killing bike delivery? I wouldn't be surprised, but I also wouldn't be surprised that it's also just time to adapt, you know? I also think you shouldn't be putting any type of dependence on any one opportunity. All in all, just do yourself a favor. If you're noticing that Uber Eats isn't paying people enough anymore as a bike delivery driver, start looking at your options, start looking at other opportunities, and even consider getting a car if that's a possibility and doing delivery that way. Because when the market changes, you have to adapt to it. And that's not just for food delivery, that's a fact of life. If you guys also want to email me about something happening in your area or otherwise, my email is drivenwyld@gmail.com. Feel free to email me. And who knows, maybe you'll be shouted out in a video as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.